Well, hello. Well, while we wait for a couple people to sign on, I'm just going to go ahead and share this real quick um, from my personal Facebook page. Maybe grab a couple other people and engage them in what we're doing here. If you have a moment, I would encourage you to do the same as well before we get into our meditation for the day. Um, so, yeah, here we are, another week in quarantine. Another week in self-isolation. Those of us who are in Georgia, we just found out that we're going to be experiencing that for a little longer. Um, so it looks like we will be providing daily bread for a little bit longer. I hope that you all have been blessed by the offerings of daily bread. I know I have. Just getting the opportunity to rest and to pray a little bit um, has been really good for me and my soul. Um, all right, sorry, it just took a second for me to get to that page. All right, now we're going to put the technology down. So, hey Christian, good to see you. Um, so I just finished sharing today's daily bread from my Facebook, my personal Facebook, and I want to encourage you to do the same, and anybody else who is on the thread as well. Um, So, a couple of announcements before we really get into our meditation for today. Um, so, tomorrow we will be doing another installment of Daily Bread. We'll be doing Therapy Thursdays again, so I'd encourage you to tune in for that. Get a little bit of self care and emotional advice for taking care of your body and your mind during this time that we find ourselves in. So make sure to tune in tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern Time for that. And then on Friday we'll have another edition of the Weekend Warriors. And then Saturday we will be doing our Bible and Beyond gathering again. So I would encourage you to tune in for that. Participate in some lively, disruptive conversation about our conversation for this week. I believe the conversation is going to be talking about is God a man? So I'd encourage you to tune in for that. If you're interested in coming to that on Saturday, please send us a message because the only way that you can receive the link for that is to be on our email mailing list. So we want to make sure to get you in our system so you can tune in for that. All right, but so for today's meditation, we're going to do something a little bit different from what we did last week. So I want to go ahead and encourage you and Myron just asked the question that I was going to address. No, you don't need to be in a particular position to meditate. I just want to encourage you to find a position that is comfortable. So you can be seated. I'm sitting cross-legged on my floor in my bedroom right now on my yoga mat, just because I've been sitting at my desk all day and I wanted to change a pace. If you want to sit in a chair sitting up, I would just make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. You can also lie down if you would like. Just make sure that if you are lying down for this meditation, that your shoulder blades especially are in such a position that they're not like bunched up underneath you real tight. You want to make sure that you've got a little bit of relaxation going on. So yeah, I want to invite you to sit in any position that's comfortable. If you want to light a candle or something, like absolutely feel free. I've got a candle lit as well right now. It's a positive energy chakra candle that has chamomile and rosemary, I believe is the sense. It's very nice, very soothing. Also, like any kind of lavender or eucalyptus, I think would be great for these moments as well, just because they have natural agents in them that help cue your body to calm down and relax a little bit. Um, so we're going to do a guided meditation, kind of like what we did last week, a little bit different though. And I want to go ahead and say that if at any point during these meditations you notice that your mind wanders, like that's okay. You don't need to beat yourself up and kind of shame yourself into getting back to whatever we're doing in the moment. Mindfulness takes a while to develop. So if you notice that your mind goes to a distraction, if you start to think about an assignment that you have due or a deadline at work, or starting to think about any kind of worry about your kids or about just the situation of the world right now, like, that's okay. Like, give yourself permission to acknowledge it. Say, I am concerned about that, and that's something I need to deal with. And then come back to whatever the focus of our meditation is. So distractions happen. Give yourself permission to be okay with it. The whole point of this practice is to bring a sense of calm and peace into your daily life in the midst of all of this chaos. And so shame should have no place there. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started. So I want to go ahead and invite you to get into whatever position you've chosen. And just to take a couple of nice, deep cleansing breaths, inhaling through your nose and out through your mouth. So inhale and exhale. And inhale. This time we're going to hold it and exhale. We're going to repeat that pattern a little bit. I'll stop doing the audio cues, but I want to invite you to breathe in nice, deep, and slow. Then hold it for a moment and exhale through your mouth. Nice, deep, and slow. Now I want you to imagine a ball of light. It's maybe about the size of a golf ball. It has a nice, gentle, natural, warm glow about it. It's nothing super harsh. And I want you to imagine that that ball of light is coming and resting on top of your head. And it's going to start rolling very slowly down the back of your head. And as it starts to roll, you feel a warmth, and you feel the tension leaving your muscles wherever that ball is touching. So now it's rolling slowly down the crown of your head to the base of your neck. Now it's rolling over to the left, bringing some release of tension to your shoulder. Now it's going to roll back over to the right, to the center, and roll over to your right shoulder. As that ball touches your shoulder, you feel warmth, you feel release, you feel ease. Now let the ball come back to your spine. It's just going to roll down your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. And while that ball is rolling slowly and bringing release, bringing comfort, make sure that you're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. nice down the middle of your back. As it approaches your lower back, maybe you notice a little bit of extra tension. Maybe you notice some tension that's been aggravated since you've been sitting at your desk so much or sitting to work from home. So just let that ball of light really give that area some extra love. As it rolls over to your left hip, release. Rolls back to center. Over to your right hip. Releasing the tension of the week. And back to center. And now it's going to travel down your legs. It goes down your right leg first. All the way down your calf, down to your foot, bringing warmth, bringing relaxation. Now it comes back up your right leg. Down your left. Just as it finishes, bringing warmth and release in your left foot. I want you to take a nice deep breath, the deepest breath that you've taken all day. And hold it. And release. In your mind's eye, I want you to imagine that ball of light, warm, soft, welcoming light, rising up from the floor, and it travels out in front of you, maybe 15 feet away or so. It looks like it's going to a screen, like a big screen that you would see in a movie theater. As you watch that ball of light, it starts to write out a word. It's a positive word. It's a word of something that you need right now. And that word may be different for you than it is for me. Maybe that word is love. Maybe that word is peace or joy or rest. For me, that word is peace. So just want you to focus on that word. I'm just going to breathe for a little bit. And every time you breathe in, you're breathing in that word. And whenever you breathe out, you're breathing out stress, anxiety, tension, frustration. So breathing in love. Breathe out, breathing out frustration. So just focus on your word and breathing in as much of that word as you can. And if your mind wanders, that's fine. Just acknowledge that distraction. Acknowledge that it's something that you care about, that you'll need to deal with, or whatever the case may be. And then just bring your attention back to your word. As you watch the screen, the light comes back, takes away the word. Let's take away, just makes the word fade and rearranges the letters. And you see this affirmation. You are the light of the world, the salt of the earth. In that promise, in that affirmation, Now that ball of light is coming back toward you. You notice that it plants itself right in your chest, right by your heart. Let it fill you to the brim of that word, whether it was love or joy or peace. Let it fill you with comfort. Let it fill you with rest. And whenever you're ready, allow yourself to start bringing awareness back to your body a little slowly at first. Maybe wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move your head from side to side. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes. All right, we'll give people a minute or two to come back. I hope this time was a blessing to you. So please feel free to tune in tomorrow for Therapy Thursday. And if you want to just stay in this moment, feel free to stay in this moment as long as you want, even after we log off. But go now. Be blessed.